Hey, good morning. I'm over here. See, right here. Okay. That being said, how did we get to the show notes? Somebody asked me that the other day. Well, how do you do that? It's simple as can be. We just go up here to the browser and you go to the GeyerCookReport.podbean.com. It'll look like this. And then you find the second link down, the hyperlink one there. It says go to the show notes. You do this, you click on it, and bazinga, you're there. It's that simple. Now we're going to talk in a minute just a bit about onload time and fully loaded time. But first, before I do that, I got to do a shout out, okay? The Linux desktop was updated to Sylvia, and this is the Mate edition. And as a result of, it's kind of a long story. I was online, imagine that, and I'm looking at Facebook, and the messages there say, hey, I just called Spectrum, guess whose internet I have, and they upgraded me to 100 down, 10 megs up, and no change in price. Sign me up. My wife said, go call them right now. So I did. As a matter of power cycling the router and the wireless adapter, I now have this kind of speed. It's 114.7 down, 11 megs up, no change in the price. Big shout out thanks to the service rep at Spectrum who helped me with this. Her name, I think I got her name is Tori, could be Corey, because I'm old and hard of hearing, but it's either way, it's great to have this increase in speed. But let's get back to what we're talking about today. We go to the show notes, and it's simply put, oh, before we get into the show notes, remember the credits. If you go to Contact Guy, down at the bottom, credits for the Geyer Cook Report, and then you can scroll through to the bottom of the page. And there's a text link there for credits, and that's where we thank our patrons, like we always do, and thank you for listening. So what we're on about today, the B2B Thursday episodes, we're talking real quick about something we got from GT Metrics, the onload time versus fully loaded time. What's the difference between those two? You want to use fully loaded time, and this text right here that we got from their website, copied it, is going to explain it really good. The onload time isn't going to give you as good of a picture of your load time if you've got JavaScript and so forth running like picture carousels and stuff. So you want to use the fully loaded time. And that's the reason for today's B2B episode. Well, one of them. And we'll be back after this a little bit. Here's some more for you.
Hey guys, thank you all for coming. As you know, we're coming up on a very important time of year where social media managers and community managers around the globe are tasked with the near impossible. I'm talking about New Year's Eve with your friends. I'm talking about family gatherings with aunts, uncles, grandparents, nieces, nephews, kids. It's that time of year where we have to explain to our friends and family,
what do we do for a living?
I know you guys, it's brutal, but that's why we're here. I want to get into some of the questions that you get from your family and friends over the holidays and how we can help people answer those.
Explaining social media to my grandma.
So Jay, what is it now you're doing for work?
I work in social media, Grandpa. I manage our community and interact with people on Facebook and Twitter.
That's a job? Are you hiring? Your brother Chad got detention for playing on that same Facebook last week. He could do it.
I tried to download the Facebook on the Kindling you gave me last Christmas, but I just couldn't figure it out, so I read one of those magazines instead.
Okay, here's what I would do with that one.
Okay, Grandma and Grandpa, you know how you yell at the TV when you don't understand a commercial? Imagine if the TV could hear you, answer you, and explain that commercial. Then if you wanted what the commercial was actually selling, you could buy it. And then once you do, it would teach you how to use it. That's what I do, but on the internet, to hundreds and thousands of people. I'm like a talking TV.
Telling my parents what I do all day.
Yeah, great question.
So you just play on the internet all day, huh?
Dad, I'm not playing. I build editorial calendars. I I schedule content, analyze past performance, write copy, create campaign strategies, interact with our audience, engage influencers, I triage support requests.
Do you play Candy Crush?
Well, Ma,
That's a tough one. You might be better off with less is more here.
So you just play on the internets all day at work, huh?
Yep.
Right on.
You know, it can be really hard to explain what you do for a living, especially to people who don't understand social media or digital marketing at all. So this holiday season, as you come up with those questions from grandma and grandpa, or mom and dad, or 6-year-old nieces and nephews, tweet them to Simply Measured. It's just at Simply Measured with the hashtag #SocialHuh, and we'll help you craft the perfect response for anybody in your life. We're wishing you easy questions and a happy holiday season this year from everybody at Simply Measured.
Hey, that's a wrap. That's the end of the episode for today. At B2B Thursday, we've added a little humor there at the end. I hope that you don't have to deal with that. My dad, rest his soul, he did a comment one time I'll never forget. He says, you know, that stuff that guy does, when referring to the technology that I apply to day-to-day living. So it's just the stuff that we do. And that being said, have a great day. Have a better tomorrow and the weekend. Oh, wowie. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. It's a wrap.